wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, Petrovic Future. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go home. 3 hours so near my home. It will look so late in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, Petrovic Future. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. We stand tall. Everywhere we give our all. Everywhere, yeah. Forever we're true. We must be. Together we rise, just me and you. In nights that you will go home. 3 hours so near my home. It will look so late in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, stands tall. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever we're true. Together we rise, just me and you. Hey, go wake up, baby, it's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, that's cheering pain. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every morning, every go we see. In our hearts it's Chelsea, me and you, we can agree. Oh, take me out and stand with you, Petrovic Future. When to tap our take and you. Oh, Chelsea, we stand tall. always so neat on my own. Delap solipa in river. Whoa, whoa. In the blue, our spirits fly. With every cheer, we touch the sky. In this love, we find our way. Chelsea forever, day by day. Whoa, Chelsea, Chelsea stands on. Cover up with the hand. We give our all. Chelsea, forever but true. Together we rise. Just be you. Hey, go wake up, baby. It's a Chelsea day. So blue, baby, let's chip and play. Talking dreams while the sky stays bright. Rest your head, but not the night. Every moment, every goal we see.
Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome to another news roundup show on Chelsea Perspective. I do hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all. And today we have not too much lined up to talk about, but chances are we'll talk a lot about the later we'll have lined up. We'll talk about Chelsea. We'll talk about Osimhen, Maignan, Petrovic, Gittens, Veiga, Félix, Nkunku, and some other news actually that I don't know. News items I don't know that are out there, but we have people come join us in the chat and talk about it, and then we'll look into it. So more importantly, once again, I do hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for finding the time to be part of the conversation this morning. To me, it's still 11:37 a.m. I know it's evening for our British followers. Nigerians also the same thing. But more importantly, thank you for finding the time to be with us. Without wasting much of your time, I'm going to catch up with what we have in the chat. Not everything, more of a conversation between two people, Nehemiah and DJ. And then, I hope you guys keep the topics aligned. As much as I like to interact with you, I can get tired quickly switching between topics like that. I'm a human being anyway. But that's, by the way, big up to you, to Nehemiah Fowler. It looks like you're using another account, but nice to see you here. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining. And DJ, sorry, we're not using streaming in a landscape format, so I can use the bells and whistles. Responding to Nehemiah right there. 3 likes. Yeah, we can do a lot more than 3 likes. We currently have 14 people following the show. If you haven't, please take a second and drop a like on the stream to help us garner more likes. We're not a big account yet, so we're still begging for likes. So thank you for joining us. Enjoy, John. Enjoy. No worries, brother. Also, United outlets saying because Ekitike is on an Insta post. Okay, I said he's supposed United growing up they can get him cheap because of the player willingness to join them. I've seen a particular report that said he clearly states, he can see himself playing for Chelsea. So I'm not sure what United are saying. I think if we really do want him, I think we can get him. Favorite subject, Osimhen. Yeah, part of the conversation today. So we're still not done fighting. We're still at war with each other, right? But DJ, I appreciate you finding the time to join. So, people, without wasting your time, I think it's important we start addressing the items we have lined up here, so that I can get done quickly. I'm alone, at home alone with the kiddos, and it's not easy. And none of them is old enough to help me take care of the other ones. So that makes it even more difficult. But that's, by the way, the first item. Houston, this is common sense, really. I think we'd still go back for him, and except if other clubs come calling, then Milan would be a bit reluctant to sell to Chelsea. But if it doesn't change, if the fact that we're the only ones, that Chelsea are the only club looking to sign Maignan from AC Milan, the price will not change, and I don't think we'll would pay them anything crazy. We'd go in with what we want to pay them, and I think this time they'd sell him to us, because you could argue the reason why they were reluctant, they sensed that we were desperate to get the deal over the line, so he plays for us in the Club World Cup. If I were Milan, I'd do the same. It's business for all parties involved. I'd do whatever I can to get the most money from the seller of a player. You could argue in this case a player whose price tag 2 years ago actually was 80 million euros. Yeah, that was how much they quoted for Chelsea, and we didn't pay. And I'm glad we didn't pay, and I'm so glad. I'm happy we didn't pay 25 million euros for Maignan. As good as I know he can be, the goalkeepers we have finished the season better than him in terms of shot stopping. One thing he's far ahead of them is ball distribution. But in terms of shot stopping, Sanchez finished better than him. I didn't check Pendas, but I'm quite sure Petrovic finished the season better than him. Defensive actions and everything except ball distribution. So for me, I'd say, I'd say, yeah, I'm just happy we didn't bend over for Milan. Look what they did to us. How much they paid for Christian Pulisic. How much they paid for Olivier Giroud. How much they paid for my boy, one of my favorite Chelsea Academy graduates, in Ruben Loftus-Cheek. They're not actually. I think they may end up ruining the relationship, good relationship we have with them. Honestly, I think Chelsea will go back. I think Maignan will eventually become a Chelsea player. If in fact that he's told his bosses out in AC Milan that he wants to join Chelsea, and Chelsea is the only club he wants to join. If they don't sell him to us once the transfer window proper, not the mini transfer window opens, not the 10-day transfer window. Once the main transfer window opens and they refuse to sell him to us, I think he's going to wind down his contract and leave as a free agent to join Chelsea. And he's told them that already, according to the reports. But that's, by the way, 4 likes. We can do a lot better than that. And listen, guys, because we're streaming in a vertical format, usually we don't get a lot of likes. So here's what you do: press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the bells and whistles, including the like button, comment section, and everything you want, dislike, whatever you want to do, you'll see it there. And if you want to go full screen, swipe up and it will go full screen. And believe me, if you try that in a smaller device, you'd never you're not going to watch YouTube videos any other way. Yeah, I'm ready for battle today. Helena Longo, nice to see you, Helena Longo. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for letting us know that this is your first time here. And since that is the case, listen, feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Here, your opinion matters. We learn from you, you learn from us. We don't work for the club, so whatever we say, whatever you say, we believe is your opinion. Whatever we say is you should believe it's our opinion. And what we do is dissect and analyze every news item we're looking at, and then come to a sensible conclusion. So, welcome to the community and feel at home. What else do we have? Yeah, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Big up to you. Yeah, I've seen that too. I'm not gonna pretend I know him. I don't watch a lot of German football. I'm not the sort of person that pretend I know a player I haven't heard of before. Maybe I've heard, but I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I've seen that, and he's tall, right? Yeah, he's tall. I don't know how serious we are, but I'll do my research. I probably must have watched him because I watch German football too, but not a lot, and didn't pay attention. But now, yeah, I have to research him and see this and learn the type of player he is. Yep, I hope Hato joins Chelsea. Is it Hato or Hato? I heard Arsenal are also interested, and they're actually in contact with his camp. But we've been there for a while. It turns out we haven't actually been negotiating with this camp as previously reported by many, you could say, ex-Junos. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I like Hato very, very well. Very versatile. Played the season before last season as a CB, but this just concluded season he played as a fullback. So you can say Maresca's perfect type of fullback or player. Let's see. I haven't seen any links today, Coach. Nothing new. It's just old stuff. But I think but by the time the transfer window proper opens, I think we'll start here seeing a lot of new links also because we're not done. And if in fact we're not pushing to sign a Kitike, which means we'd be looking at another striker. But I don't think it'd be a costly one. I'm not sure what's going to happen anyway, but we'll find out. My point is, as we get closer to the transfer window proper, not the 10-day transfer window that just ended, I think we start seeing Chelsea being linked with a lot of players. Quite a lot, actually. But if you've been paying attention, I think by now you should know that you shouldn't be paying attention to everything you hear with regards to players Chelsea are interested in signing. Had we believed, again, a lot of us believed what we heard a few weeks ago, that we're actually in active negotiation with Ugo Ekitike's camp. It turns out all we did was just call Frankfurt and make inquiries about his availability, and that's that. That was that. Nothing else. But you think, yeah, we're actually on the verge of getting the deal across the line. So yeah, DJ says, yeah, but Petrovic is being sold and his stats were better than Sanchez. Yes, well done to Sanchez for getting us the 9 points we needed for being good, especially end of the season. Sanchez, if he can perform consistently like he did towards the end of the season, then we don't have a problem. And something else, again, if we have a solid midfield line that does well enough to protect our defensive line, we don't have a problem. Honestly, I get it. Petrovic numbers this suggest, I think, in one metric or two, shot stopping. Yep. He did finish the season a better shot stopper than Sanchez. But here's something we need to consider is that he got tested a lot more. And has Sanchez been the one on loan at Strasbourg, he'd be tested a lot more and probably most likely would have finished the season from a statistical perspective as the better goalkeeper of the two. You get the point now. So the Premier League is different. So we can't just because of how well he did at Strasbourg and say, yeah, definitely he's a much better goalkeeper than Sanchez. If anything, I've known him to again, Sanchez has issue in terms of he suffers lapses in concentration every now and then, and you don't see that in Petrovic. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I think Sanchez's only issue is that lapses in concentration, and you could argue that didn't happen that much towards the end of the season. But let's see what happens. And remember, and if I've seen, I did see a particular report which did say something to the effect of Petrovic that he did request to be the starting goalkeeper. If we're to believe that report, then it's not okay, really. And Fabrizio just released a new report with the title, a new video, Nico Williams bomb, Gyökeres furious. I think if any of you can take the time and watch that video and see what he's saying about Nico Williams, I'd really appreciate that. So for Petrovic, there are lots of things to look at. One particular report suggests, he's not part of the Club World Cup squad because, both his camp and the club have agreed that, to part ways because he wants to be starting games and the club understands, like something to the effect of, okay, if that's what you want to do, we're fine, we're okay. So I don't want to blame the club. I followed the transfer, I followed, you can say, football long enough to know not to ever at any time trust what I'm hearing until it happens, in all honesty. And I'm glad you could say from the perspective of following football, I've matured to that measure that nothing moves me. I always see, you can say, take them with a pinch of salt. Don't take them seriously until it happens. If anything, I dissect and analyze and try to come to a sensible conclusion. And it does make sense that Petrovic would ask to be guaranteed that he'd be the starting goalkeeper and not the number 2. Or maybe not be rotating with anybody because he feels like he's arrived. But just by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 8 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We still have 29 people following the show on YouTube. We have a total of 115, but only 29 on YouTube. Sincerely do appreciate that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Yes, here's how you do it. Press and hold your screen for just about a second to see likes and comment options. Swipe up to go full screen. The swipe up option is if you're using a small device. Once you swipe up, it goes full screen. And believe me, if you do that, you would never want to watch YouTube videos in any other way. Okay, any other format. Let's see what else do we have here. All right, DJ is saying, however, the truth is I cannot have Sanchez for the new season being our number one. That's actually what's going to happen. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Except if Pendas is a better goalkeeper of the two. If again of the two, and I'm not sure that's the case. I haven't actually compared their how they finished the season. But Pendas, I've heard, they trust him. The club trusts him a lot. He's a talented young man. Whether he gets an opportunity to prove he should be the starting goalkeeper, I honestly don't know. Even Slonina, isn't Slonina part of the Club World Cup squad? So I think Sanchez actually will start the season. And for me, I'm not going to complain because if I start complaining, it will not change anything. I just hope that whenever Sanchez is between the sticks, it's guarding the sticks for us. We'll have a midfield capable of protecting our defensive lines effectively to reduce the amount of time he gets to see the ball. But that's a small opinion anyway. We'll see what happens. I don't think, I think definitely Sanchez will be the number one come 25-26 season. You're from Netherlands. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. You're welcome. We also have links to Javi Simons coming out again today. Yeah, how do you trust the links? He's a player I like so much. I don't know what to believe this time. And we did actually inquire about his availability. I think that was last summer transfer window, but the rumors didn't last. Didn't last again. It fizzled out quickly as he emerged actually. But right now it's not going away. So chances are we may be seriously interested because we're not done. And that's what a lot of people, here's something a lot of people fail to understand. The just concluded transfer window, or the just closed transfer window, is a mini transfer window, a 10-day transfer window. And the risk of making a mistake because we're in a hurry to sign a player to ensure that they're part of our club workout sport was huge. And I'm glad we weren't that desperate. Honestly, I think we'd be better off taking our time to sign the players we want, the players that will help us do better than we did last season in the 25 or 26 season. I'm happy we didn't bend over for Dortmund. We didn't bend over for Milan, especially. I'm just happy, really. Because remember how desperate we were to sign Onana. Look how he did, how he's done at Manchester United for 2 seasons, right? How he did that. So I don't want us to risk anything, but that's a small opinion anyway. Like and subscribe, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We do have 9 likes, but we have 43 people watching. We can do a lot better than that. Let me pin this at the very top. All right, give me 1 second here. More likes, people. More likes. Okay, this is exactly what I'm looking for here. All right, big up DJ, nice to see you out there. Hope you're doing well. And big up GFC, go good! Nice to see you, brother. You know how to trigger the command so people can go check out your YouTube channel. Big up to you too, Oluwareka to me, Dayo. Egbon, Ekugbadu. Greetings. All right, what else do we have here? And I'm not sure I understand that, bro. What else do we have here? We have keepers. I think which was why we weren't, you could say, done, Maret, which you could argue, which was the main reason why we weren't that desperate. And if you remember, yesterday, something that surprised me the most, we our fans see, we seem to have a very short memory. If you remember, about 3-4 months ago, uh, we were briefed. If that's what you'd like to hear, we were told that we weren't looking to sign a goalkeeper. That we would choose from one of our current goalkeepers. I think Pendas was mentioned in that particular report. Philip Jorgensen, Robert Sanchez, and then Petrovic were all mentioned in that particular report. That we're not looking to sign goalkeepers will do so, except if an opportunity presents itself to sign a very good goalkeeper, which you could argue, yeah, what's his name? Maignan represents that. But at the same time, you could interpret what we were told as being that us as us looking for an opportunistic signing. Maignan represents that, which means we're not going to pay anything special for him. He doesn't have a selling value. He didn't finish our current goalkeepers finished the season better than him, and he has just about a year left on his current contract. And he's told his bosses that he wants to join Chelsea and Chelsea alone. So why overpay? Why pay even £20 million for him? Euros for him? It just doesn't make sense. If we swap roles and Milan and again and let's say Milan are the ones looking to sign a goalkeeper with the circumstances that I've described here, they'd be they'd be asking for that goalkeeper for £3 million. Sam, I'm proud of my club for not bending over for me for Milan. If anything, I the way I see it, that yeah, they've sent a message. We're not that Chelsea of old. We're not the money. We're not the money man. We pay. You can say we evaluate. You can say we have our own valuation of the player that we want to buy, and we're not gonna pay anything more than what our valuation of the player. Just like Man City, how they do their business. If they come to you, irrespective of how desperate they are, if you give them a price, if they feel like it's too much, they walk. And I want us to continue in that behaving like that. Honestly, it will lead to clubs when they see us. Yeah, they treat us like you can say they do business with us like they do with other clubs, and not just feel like, oh, the money man is here. Let's hype the prices. So Mary, thank you for that. If defending is poor, the keeper looks weak. Exactly. Which was why I say defending in this case should start in the midfield area. Because if the midfield, or if you have, you can say a good, if you have a good six protecting the defensive line properly, then the goalkeeper will see the ball less, which in turn will lead to him the possibility of him making mistakes, to less possibility of him making mistakes. So yeah, it makes sense. But thank you for joining us. Sincerely do appreciate you. Yeah, Pendas is a that kid is huge, really. He says Pendas height 6'7". That's tall. How tall is Courtois actually? How tall is Courtois? Um okay. Nico Yamal is asking, are United in for a Katika? I've heard that, but I'm not sure whether to believe it or not. All right. I hope to joins Chelsea. Who? Mickey Van de Ven. Okay. Is it true that Man United are in a critique? I've heard that. I think even Telefluas, he's talked about it too in his show. But I'm not sure what to believe really. Big up to you too, Jay. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Both Chelsea and Arsenal feel that financially, in terms of salary, the deal for Nico Williams is complicated. His buy-in's a top priority, and the dream of director Max Ibar via Fabrizio Romano. I don't know. Yeah, and we've been told that he's comfortable at Bilbao. He's not looking to leave. He's earning quite a lot. And I did also, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't he currently negotiating for a new contract? I can't quite remember. But more likes, people, 13 likes, and we have 52 people following the show. Please, we can do a lot better than 13 likes. So please help us garner more likes. The likes do go a long way. Fabrizio let us, okay, thank you for that update. I've answered that question. All right. I hope my country next year, the cup. Okay, they can. You do have the squad. All right. I'm gonna say hello to a few people here. Scroll to the very bottom. As much as I like to interact with you, I can just read everything you have in the chat. Otherwise, that'd be all we do for the rest of the day. Arsenal progressing with Rodrigo. Really? Who reports that? All right, Shea Wendy Williams, nice to see. Courtois 6'7" so same height as Pendas. Okay. Big up, coach. Still relaxed to see what's sign. Yeah, I think we still make signings. Whether right now, I'm not sure. Probably when the transfer window proper, when it opens. Not. I wasn't expecting us to sign anybody serious in the just close mini transfer window or 10-day transfer window. All right, what else do we have here? Mike Maignan. Yeah, this says according to Team Talk Chelsea are planning a new bid for Mike Maignan. You could argue new and final bid. I think we'd be able would bid for him again once the transfer window proper opens. And if AC Milan says no, I think would work with the hopes of him winding down his contract and joining Chelsea as a free agent. So the next item here says I think we have about 3 items lined up that are all about Jamie Bynoe-Gittens. So this particular report reads, sources confirmed that Chelsea are prepared to return in negotiations with Dortmund soon to rediscuss terms and try to reach an agreement for Bynoe-Gittens, and a new proposal could be on the table already in the next few days. So I like this guy. I like Gittens, and I've explained to people I'd rather we sign him than Nico Williams. And I'm going to explain why. Nico Williams is the more popular of the two players, more experience of the two players. He's won the Euros. Gittens haven't. But here's the thing: Gittens is actually more productive because he will get you goals, he'll get you assist. I think we're signing the better players, actually. He's actually in the top 1% in terms of dribble completion rate. Gittens says top 1%. He's that good. Hardly ever misses a dribble that he starts. But in the case of Nico Williams, he doesn't complete a lot of his plenty of his dribbles. Bynoe-Gittens, for me, the better player of the two. And I hope we get the deal over the line. And even, you can say, the best value for the money, actually. He's cheaper, too. He's the cheapest of the 3 players that were we've been told that the club that Chelsea are looking at. That includes Rodrigo, Nico Williams, and him. Yep. I'd take him anytime, any day, but it's not my decision, and I'm just happy. But it looks like you could argue that definitely he will end up being Gittens. So I want to see him. The next one item we have here, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Before we do that, let me read a few of what we have here. Stay relaxed, Shea Wendy. That's a good thing to do. Not so strong. Your country, Netherlands, they have a very good squad. Maybe the manager is a problem. We need a strong center back. Do I think we sign another center back? I don't know. It's difficult to say. We still have Anselmino. Star just joined. I'm not sure what's going to happen. If we really want Nico Williams, he may be tempted by our young squad. Look at players like Caicedo, Palmer, and now Delap, but I don't believe we should pay the crazy price. I don't believe we should. The salary is actually another problem. Even if you pay the asking price, the transfer fee, still a huge price. His salary is a huge issue, which I don't think it makes sense to even believe that he will end up joining Chelsea. He has he doesn't have the shortage of clubs looking to sign him. Even Madrid and Barcelona are rumored to be interested in signing Nico Williams. Whether that happens, I don't know. Karim Adeyemi is the best option. Not really. I think honestly, Gittens still top 1% in terms of dribble success rate. I think Gittens is better than Karim Adeyemi in my opinion. Good evening to you too, Mela the Chico, the one Nedalo. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. Man United have now officially entered the race for Ugo Ekitike. United made contact with Eintracht Frankfurt within the last 48 hours and expressed concrete interest in signing the player. And it doesn't look like we're seriously interested in Ekitike. Yep, because all we did, according to the transfer guru himself, was was contact Frankfurt and inquire the conditions of his transfer. So yeah, but I would have loved us to sign a Katika. He's that sort of player. In 2 years now, we'll be looking back and be asking. We'll look back and ask the questions. Why didn't we sign him? This is just confirmation. United are going in for a Katinka. Okay. Let's see. Osimhen and Jackson gone. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I actually made. I've made a YouTube short video, but I haven't released it anyway. We'll get to that in a bit. Kishan, go out. I'm gonna block you. I thought I blocked you already. What are you doing here, Kishan? All right, more likes, people, more likes. So another tab on Gittens. I think we have about 4 tabs on Gittens. So this second one, quoting, that's Vince quoting Fabrizio Romano, Give Me Sport. It reads, the agreement between Bynoe-Gittens, his agents, and Chelsea is done until June 2032. So he's definitely joining Chelsea. It's just so, and Dortmund, they've actually accepted our offer for Gittens. But with you can say the add-ons, the details, we couldn't. Both clubs weren't able to complete the details, the discussion on the details before the mini transfer window closed. So that was the reason why he didn't join us. I think we're not going to walk away from Gittens' deal. Maybe that of Maignan if Milan refuse our next offer. I think we will up our bid a bit. If they refuse it, then we'll walk away, probably with a plan with Maignan to come join us once his contract runs out. So this reads, the agreement between Bynoe-Gittens, his agents, and Chelsea is done until June 2032 on a 7-year contract, and he won't change his word. Wow. And plans as his word and plans as he wants Chelsea as his next destination. Yep. Good signing. He's English. And beyond being English, he's a good player. Really. He's a good player. Let's see what else we have here. We bought 19-year-old CB Kian Best from Luton Town. Okay. Joining the academy probably. And Uncle Vinny is saying Nico and Osimhen are good players. The problem is wages. Yep, I agree with you. But Uncle Vinny Heston, but before I continue, if this is your first time here, welcome. Feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil here. Your opinion matters. I'm gonna keep saying this. I will take Gittens over. I would take him over Nico Williams for reasons I've explained. I'm not saying Nico Williams is a bad player, but I would take Gittens over Nico Williams. He's a more productive dribbler, gets you goals, more goals than Nico Williams. And also, the truth remains, I think as he becomes more polished, then his output would be a balance. A balance would be balanced. He'd have more goals and more assists, and not more goals and less assists, because he's a winger. I think he should have a lot more assists, but he's a talent. And I'm going to say this again: Nico Williams, the more popular of the two players, more experienced of the two players, but I'll take Gittens over Nico Williams. They say numbers don't lie. I've seen Gittens play too, plus numbers and statistics and eye test complement each other. And if you have both, and then you'd come to a sensible conclusion. For me, Gittens the better option for us. Good value for the money too. I don't think we'll be able. I don't know how we can actually afford what's his name, Nico Williams. And Stav is saying, why do people ignore the homegrown rule? We cannot have more than 17 imports. Bettinelli was homegrown and it's gone. Yeah, so we need to make up that number now. Yeah, Dortmund holding out for 65 million euros to 17 million for Gittens. What the last report? Maybe there are lots of conflicting reports out there. Some are saying that we've already agreed on the transfer fee. That what was left at the time was to iron out the details of the deal, and we weren't able to get that done by the time the mini transfer window closed. So, Gittens, you could argue to Chelsea, you could, if you, here we go, is the language you prefer. Yeah, that's the case, but we'll see. I agree with you about Gittins. I have been saying this for a long time now. Yep, he's an excellent player, really. If we miss out on him, we're gonna regret it, really. Why is Liao not in the conversation to come to Chelsea? I'm gonna explain this. I like Liao, but off the ball, I think he's he's lazy, really. But you can also say, okay, as good as he is, we can sign him, and you could say because of his talent and have other players, you can find a way to mitigate or maybe to conduce his laziness on the pitch or maybe mask his laziness on the pitch by Caicedo and the rest doing a lot more work. I mean, clubs do that. You do make exceptions for an exceptionally talented players. We did that with Eden Hazard. But here's the thing, something else. Liao is not going to come cheap. Yeah, Liao is expensive, and I don't think he'd be. I don't know. I don't work for him, but I think probably because there aren't shortage of clubs interested in signing him. I don't think he'd opt to choose Chelsea over other clubs that don't offer salary wages that are as heavily incentivized as us. That's a factor to consider. I'm not saying we don't pay, we pay, but our structure means you work for what you earn, if that makes sense. Palace looking to buy Diamondi for 50 million. Ooh, okay, not bad. Have you heard of Ten Hag fittest transfer target? Who is that? Eden Phoenix? Who is that? I'm not sure, really. There's not much difference. Liao and Nico Williams. Um, you could say, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't taken my time to compare them. If Liao wasn't lazy off the ball, I'd take Liao over Nico Williams. And Liao for 17 million, that's too much. Yeah, that's too much. And his salary, more importantly, I don't think with that we're actually, are we really interested in signing a Rafael Leao? I haven't heard much of late with regards to us being interested in signing him. I haven't really. Um, but that's, by the way, we move on to the next item here. Still Gittens, okay? A lot about Gittens, but I'd say once again that deal is done. It's as good as done. I don't think we'll walk away from it. No. All right, according to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea really tried until the very end for Jamie Gittens, but there was still no green light as Borussia Dortmund wanted 65 to 70 million euros of valuation to be met in order to accept and let Gittens leave just a few hours before the World Cup. But again, no chance, as Chelsea were not willing to pay that amount of money. So which means the report that suggests that all that was left on that day was just to iron out the details of the deal wasn't correct. So Dortmund won a lot, man. Somebody in the chat here did say that. Apologies for refuting that, thinking that was wrong. It turns out I was the one that was wrong. But here's the thing, I think Chelsea will get the deal over the line. And you can argue Dortmund wanted to tax us, added added the Club World Cup tax to the valuation. You can argue had it not been for that, for them sensing maybe, for them believing that we were desperate to get the deal across the line so that he'd play for us in the Club World Cup, and felt like, yeah, if they held on, that we'd pay them what they were asking. But I'm proud of my club, really, honestly. So happy. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We are the best in terms of financial muscles than any other club in the Premiership. Yeah, I did see that. We can literally buy anyone apart from Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo. Yet we choose to still sign kids. Here's the thing. We have a very good squad right now. We just need Delap, I believe, will do well. Actually, Delap here's the thing. Osimhen is a good player, but Delap does come with a risk. Osimhen does come with a risk. But Delap is a much, you could say, a savvier, maybe not economical. What's the word I'm looking for? Delap actually is tailor-made for Chelsea and vice versa. Why? He's played under Enzo Maresca. He's played with Cole Palmer. Under Enzo Maresca, he scored 27 goals in 22 games at Man City Academy. He's played alongside Romeo Lavia, Tosin, those English players. So I think that was actually a smart buy. It doesn't have to be Osimhen. Osimhen could come and struggle, but Delap, you could argue plug and play. And I'm serious. So spending big doesn't mean you get it right. And remember, when last did we pay a lot of money for a striker and he walked out? Delap wasn't actually my first choice. It took me a while. And I remember when Uncle Jesse said something on X, said, yeah, it will be Delap. And I said, no, it's not going to be Delap. My response at the time was driven by what we were told, that we were going to sell 99 players, to use the money to buy one more player, making to buy one player in that is to buy an important striker. So that was why I didn't believe it was Delap. But here's the thing, I've done my research. I've sat back, looked at his numbers, looked at the fact that he at Chelsea, Delap will be plug and play. He will surprise a lot of people. So I don't think we should spend crazy money on players anymore. Look at Man City, how much they're paying for all the players they're signing. But in their case, they're signing, you could say, much more experienced players. And I think we're doing the same thing right now. I don't think we'll pay crazy money for a lot of players these days. Honestly, it just wouldn't make sense. Who would you rather? Well, I'm guessing probably you'd rather us pay 70 million for Osimhen, pay him his salary, and not sign Delap. In all honesty, Delap carries less risk. Is a signing of a lesser risk than Osimhen, because Osimhen is not played in the Premier League. And if you remember that Turkish journalist, I think Ali, that said that in Turkey it's easy for a player like Osimhen to score lots of goals, but in the Premier League it won't be that easy. And believe me, that's a fact. As much as I think Osimhen is a good player and will do well in the Premier League, but until he does it, there's no guarantee he will. So I'm proud of the way we're operating right now. Yeah, remember how much we paid for Caicedo, Mikhailo Mudryk, how much we paid for Romeo Lavia, how much we paid for Enzo Fernandez. We cannot be doing that all every transfer window. Sometimes we have to operate sensibly. Sign players that fit what we need and not do it in a rush. And here's the thing, I'm going to say this quickly. Chances are we'd end up spending around 100 million again on a single player once the main transfer window opens. So it's not over yet. But I guess that people seem to forget that the just closed window was a 10-day window, a mini window. Not anything there's no way you'd get anything serious done, except if you started looking at the player months ago. Even those we started looking at months ago, the selling clubs probably realized we were desperate to have them be part of our club what cost squad, and was also again and did add the CWC tax to the evaluation of the respective of the players in question. So it's not, you can't say at the moment that we don't want to spend. No, because the main window hasn't actually opened, and I'd like us not to sign players in a hurry and make mistakes. We have a very good squad. We need just to be strategic And we need to spend strategically to be better going into next season and do better than we did in the just concluded season, if that makes sense. All right. Cesc has ranked Parma over Bellingham. Oh, Cesc Fabregas ranks Parma over Bellingham. I would too. The only thing that you would argue that Bellingham has over Cole Palmer is physicality. Yeah. Cole Palmer, in my opinion, chances are, you can say the truth remains, um, the fact that Palmer is one of my favorite Chelsea players, and the fact that he plays for Chelsea could be clouding my judgment a bit. Yeah, but I'd still pick Palmer over Bellingham. Yeah, I think he's more of a creator than Bellingham. He's also a better finisher than Bellingham, in my opinion. But you get more physicality from Bellingham. Leao wouldn't be a bad signing, but do we really need him? I don't think we do. We don't. Honestly, there are other areas of priority. We need Jorel Heto. Even if we sign Heto alone and Gittens, Heto and Gittens, and stopped, I will not complain. Next season will be a lot better. Yep. Let's see. Ali Gambo, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Big up, Vic. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I don't think Dortmund asked Chelsea to overpay for Gittins. His market value is 50 million euros. But we started negotiating at 35 only to then offer 50 million hours before the window closes. So, but it's not over yet. I think he's a top priority for the club. I think we'll get the deal over the line. And in my opinion, a better signing than Nico Williams, in my opinion. I wouldn't go to the extent of adding Rodrigo to that list, because Rodrigo, yeah, he's won a lot. That alone makes a whole lot of difference. Winning mentality, a winning habit, maybe. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, Vic. Nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. You should be at work right now. 23 likes, people. Let's get the likes up. Leeds want to buy Petrovic. Okay, let's see if we sell him to him. Chelsea should get Gittens. Why? It is because he has a lot of pace, goals, yep, plus goals, sense, and finishing. The key is the special talent. And I've said this before, I'm going to keep saying I will take him over Williams. Williams, the more popular of the two players, more experience, and yeah, won the Euros with Spain and all that. But Gittens is the more suitable to the way the manager plays. He gets you goals and can improve on his assist upon his assist numbers. So I'd take him over Williams anytime, any day. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. My point, Kuchila, is we continue buying young and followed this model, but there's no excuse for not signing experience. Yes, Tim, we actually do have experience right now. Maybe more experience in the attacking area, maybe. But in terms of buying young players, they're not going to stop. But here's the thing. I know you know that already. All the young players they're buying, they're not joining the first team immediately. They're buying them more like stockpiling them. And they're all not going to work out eventually. And the truth remains, we're actually looking to sign more experienced players. But the model of signing young and up and coming players is, I think, a lot of clubs are starting to do that. You could argue driven mainly by how football has changed from a financial perspective. You get the point now. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Sincerely do appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular afternoon. Thank you for that. I'm happy that Chelsea were wise enough to get Delap. A good signing. Wasn't my first choice, but honestly, a good signing, in my opinion. We still have to comply with UEFA FFP. There's a lot to comply with. There's a lot to comply with, honestly. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what else we have here. How true this could be, according to Team Talk, Chelsea are planning a new bid for Mike Maignan is believable. We could go back with a slightly improved offer. I don't think we'll pay anything close to what we've refused to pay or anything close to the asking of a price. You get? I don't think we'll pay anything close to the asking price. I think we will probably up again our last bid a bit to give him a chance because it would be better of maybe we just want to get him now since it's obvious Petrovic is leaving. We could maybe up it a bit, and if they refuse, then we'll walk. Yeah, it's believable, honestly. If Chelsea sees a value in young stars, so do the selling clubs. Every young player we're interested in will trigger higher fees. That's the truth. Yeah. If we're buying potentials, the selling clubs will price them high. Yeah, exactly, because they see that's our thing. Yeah, West Ham also want to sign Petrovic. I think there are no shortage of clubs interested in signing Petrovic, and you could argue, which you could argue that makes the rumors that his camp and the club they do agree that it'd be best for both parties to part ways. Best because he wants to be the starting goalkeeper and he will not get that at Chelsea. Yeah, so it's believe. Let's see what happens. He does. There aren't shortage of clubs interested in signing Petrovic. Okay, thank you, Shrimpa. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. What else do we have here? Okay, talking to Judge. So let's see the next item here. The next one reads Gittens is literally waiting for Chelsea's call as he has also told Dortmund directors he wants Chelsea. He will remain professional in the next weeks, but his desire is to sign for the Blues, and that won't change anytime soon. I think that will help us get him. You can say for us, we're not going to get him for a crazy amount. I think we'll end up getting him for a fair price or a price that measures his true valuation, just like Vic mentioned there. But that's why anyway, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular afternoon. It's 12:27 p.m. for me. So Jamie Gittens to Chelsea, I think will eventually happen. 26 likes, we can do a lot better than that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I like this guy. I like Morgan Rogers. I do like Morgan Rogers very, very well. And according to Tom Columbus, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. Hopefully, I haven't butchered that. According to Tom Columbus, Jesus Christ. According to Tom Columbus, Chelsea and Arsenal admire Morgan Rogers, but it will take a huge offer to make Villa consider selling him. He's one of their best players, and I don't think they sell him. I'd be shocked if they sell him. I love players who know what they want and stick with it. I mean, I love, from the club's perspective, I like signing players that want to join us. I don't like us going for players, you can say, who are what's the word I'm looking for? Who are turned between joining us or joining other clubs. I don't like such players, honestly. Kwame Ski says it's my first time on your platform and love you honestly. Thank you so much, Mr. Kwame. Definitely a Ghanaian bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. I do hope you're doing well. And since this is your first time here, enjoy yourself. Feel at home. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Here, your opinion matters. So, Kwame, welcome. Thank you, my brother, my West African bro. Rogers wasn't really known last season. Yeah, last season, was, you could say, was his breakout season. I think he was brilliant for them. Honestly, he's brilliant. He's an excellent player. But do we really need him? I honestly don't know. I want us. I'm not sure what position actually should we be looking to sign players, but we've addressed this particular item. This one here. Gittens is spiritually waiting for Chelsea. We've addressed that one. Then Rogers. Then one more here. This is interesting. DJ will like this one. Here's something we need to pay attention to now. Osimhen, nobody knows where he's headed to. Osimhen, nobody knows where he's headed to. All we know is that, yeah, he's not gonna go back to Napoli. He will not. So where he's headed to, we don't know. Do I think it's Chelsea? I'll still tell you, no, I don't think so. Is it a possibility? Possibly, but to me, in my opinion, no. So this particular report says that Turkish football expert Serdar Ali, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. I'm just going to go with first and middle name. Serdar Ali says that what he's heard, let me just read the quote. What I heard is that Chelsea gets Osimhen, Galatasaray will also get Nicolas Jackson from Chelsea. That is, should Chelsea succeed in signing Osimhen or ends up signing Osimhen, that Galatasaray will get Nicolas Jackson. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Do I think Osimhen comes to Chelsea? In my opinion, no, for reasons I've explained. Yeah, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes on the do go along with 29 likes. We can do a lot better than 29 likes. Rogers is a Man City Academy player. That's why. Oh, that's why he's good? Or are you saying that's why we're looking at him? Is that what you're saying? All right. What else do we have here? From Fab, he said that we're waiting for Villa to pay up for Disasi. I don't think they'd be that keen to pay up for Disasi. He made a few mistakes there. But if they pay up, yeah, we'd get some money from him. I'm not sure we'll be able to get how much we paid for him, really. Yeah. So Osimhen to Chelsea. If you're in the chat, okay, I'm not gonna. I'll respond to that later. Your thoughts? Do you think Osimhen could still join Chelsea? Do I think it's a possibility? I'd say yes. Do I? Do I think it happens? I'd say nah. I don't think it will happen. But again, that's my opinion. But I want to hear your own opinion. Osimhen to Chelsea. Yeah, I'm not sure it happens. This is the guy in question. This is Ali. How do you pronounce Sarj? Is it Howji? Let me see. How do you pronounce his last name again? I actually did look up how to pronounce his name because I produced working on the YouTube short for that. Serdar. I think that's how you pronounce it. I can't quite tell. Okay, let's see. The board trusts Jackson and already got the lab. So this is nonsense. That's the way I see it too. After signing the lab, I don't think we'd still sign would still sign Osimhen. But once again, that's my opinion. The second guy says, yeah, first of all, Osimhen is still Napoli and even a Galatasaray. No, they're not. He's not talking about swap deal. I think this guy thinks he's that Ali is talking about the swap deal. No, Ali understands that Galatasaray are interested in keeping Osimhen on the permanent. So he's saying, should Chelsea succeed in signing Osimhen, which means the Galatasaray, the option of signing Osimhen will not be there, that they'd be able to get Nicolas Jackson. So that's, I mean, don't take this lightly because chances are It's still a possibility, but I'd say I don't believe. In my opinion, I don't think it happens. All right. What do we have here? Okay. Good afternoon to you too. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time to join us. I think Osimhen is waiting for Chelsea to cave this summer. No, I don't think so. But it's my opinion. If he comes, I'll welcome him. I'll support him, irrespective of all the reasons why I think our priority should be your caress. But that's by the way, I think we've signed the right person, the right player for Chelsea in Liam Delap. Honestly, he was never my first choice. It took me a while to take it. It took me time to. I took a step back, did my research, and realized Delap is actually, yeah, the best option for us. I don't see us signing Osimhen. Don't see Jackson leaving either. The club loves Nicholas Jackson, and I think he stays. And my bro here, Top A, saying, how's that even possible? All right, we need both of them, though. I wouldn't mind both at Chelsea. And Chelsea isn't ready to give up on Nico. No, not even next season. As long as he behaves and keeps playing and keeps improving. Most importantly, I think he needs to learn how to shoot instinctively. More importantly, if he can do that, I think he can double his goals go tally by the time a season ends. Deep down, I think he would prefer to join Chelsea, but the wages it's a big issue. And when we signed the lab, chances of him joining Chelsea shot, yeah, in the minus actually. Sorry, guys. Midway, I have to also stop and make sure my kids aren't fighting. All right. Galatasaray will not be signing Jackson. I know they are interested in both Petrovic and Jorgensen. Mm, okay. It says, how do I get in contact with Chelsea directors? Go look for it. I'm not going to be the one to help you. Does Osimhen have beef with the lab? No, they don't. But they're both more of traditional number nines. You could argue one of the two will be enough. Yeah, plus Jackson. One of the two plus Jackson will be enough. Osimhen is keeping his options open, but not necessarily waiting for Chelsea. I wouldn't say he's actually waiting for Chelsea one bit. Our attack will have to perform woefully at the Club World Cup for Chelsea to consider Osimhen again. I don't like you, but I'd have to say that's a delicious comment, in all honesty. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 31 likes. And yeah, we need to do a lot better than 31 likes, people. The show, we've been streaming for 1 hour and 8 minutes, and we have just 31 likes, and we still have 55 people following the show. We should be doing a lot better than that. Yes, we still beg for likes because what? Why? Likes do go a long way. Vince is saying here, quoting Nizaki Sela, that Chelsea prefer sales rather than loan moves at this stage, but could relax their position later in the transfer window if they struggle to find exits for players, Raheem Sterling, Ben Chilwell, maybe even Axel the Sassi. Chances are we'd find it difficult to sell him, but I hope that's not the case. I don't think Raheem Sterling will be in a hurry to leave. I think he's a serious pain in the neck. Paying him off, I think probably because yeah, that was last year. Last year, had we tried to pay him off last year, it would have been something in north of 70 million pounds. So now I think that amount probably will be a lot less. So even at that, I don't think he'd be in a rush to leave Chelsea. It's not like he's eager to represent England again or to impress anybody. And he earns quite a lot weekly, 3 something per week, and it's not as heavily as incentivized as the salary we offer the players we signed later on after we signed after before we changed our policy. So he's not going to be in a rush to leave. and the signs emerged the moment he learned that he's not in Enzo Maresca's plan. When we started seeing a lot of briefs from his camp, making it clear that we're not going to force him out, that he's not going to be in a hurry to leave. I think he's going to be a difficult one to move on. We may end up agreeing, you say, to meet halfway, us and his camp, and then pay him a lump sum to leave us alone. Honestly, that's one huge mistake of a signing he's been, really. Osimhen doesn't want those wages. Let's see. We only sign kids on veteran contracts. We end up breaking the wage budget or structure. Win, lose, or draw. Bluco out. Okay, if that's what makes you happy, run with it. I'm not gonna debate that with you. But that's, by the way, keep drop. Yeah, Roman. He, in his book, have you not read his book? He says if he gets the slightest opportunity, he's gonna buy back the club, right? So keep your hopes up. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna go news hunting. We've addressed all the items we have lined up, but I'm gonna bring on Bobby. If he's been listening, maybe if there are items we discussed that he wants to talk about. We've heard that Chelsea could go back, and I think we would definitely go back for Maignan, but I think we're not gonna offer anything crazy. We will just, if anything, we'll just up last bid by a tiny bitty percentage. Jamie Gittens says clearly he wants to join Chelsea. He's told his bosses he wants to go to Chelsea, and he's agreed a 7-year deal with us. His salary isn't an issue. The only thing is an agreement between the two clubs. Anything else here? Those are the things we've talked about. Morgan Rogers, Arsenal are also interested in signing him. So, Bobby, anything else? Anything you want to talk about from the things I just mentioned to you?
Yeah, big up, Coach. I'm driving, so I hope you can hear me, and I hope I don't get cut off.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Crystal clear.
Well, first thing I'll say is Arsenal is always interested in players, that we are. I think their squad is quite padded out, and some of these people that they're being linked to that are Chelsea targets that they really don't need. They don't need Hazard, and they don't need Morgan Rogers, really. However, we do, and let's see what happens. Especially Morgan Rogers, I would like that to happen if it happens. But having heard everything, I think one thing we have to learn in the fan base, and indeed content creators, is that a lot of what we think are transfers or potential transfers or player unhappiness and all that malarkey is just invented stuff.
Yeah.
Christopher Nkunku is becoming an example of that. Now that Chelsea have the striker that everybody was going on about, it might now be the opportunity to see the best of Nkunku if he stays fit. Now, Nkunku has never come out himself and said he wants to leave. It's a fan base that said it. And said, Bayern Munich have put in money for Nkunku. Nkunku
DJ is in the chat. He's saying you're lying.
Oh, sorry?
DJ is in the chat and he's saying you're lying.
You're so mischievous, Coach. Nkunku didn't come out and say that. It's all coming from the fan base. And who knows? Nkunku apparently was injured. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt and accept that he was injured, because him going to the Club World Cup now, it's not cast in stone that he will stay, and it might just be an advertisement platform, but it's quite likely he will stay, because the manager is not going to waste time and energy integrating players that he's not seriously considering. He has already left the ones that he won't consider at home. So I don't know what's actually going to happen. I still think we're in for Gittens. I still think we're transiently in for Maignan. I do. I think we'll probably revisit that.
I do too.
You know, it's only a couple of million, but I think also he wants to see how the other goalkeepers are doing. You know, Sanchez, if Sanchez is consistent with the form he had at the end of the season, he'll be a tremendous goalkeeper if he's consistent. Same with Jorgensen. He improved towards the end of the season, certainly in the final of the Conference League. Now, we're looking at a team that has gone just one more added year in maturity, in integration. So I think Maresca is right to test and see how the goalkeeper certainly will get on. And he's going to have a look at Penders. Mike Penders is another one. You know, people are talking about
That kid is a giant.
Exactly. Now, people are talking about the Burnley goalkeeper. He's a giant. Oh, he's this, he's that. Well, let's see what Penders is doing. You know, I think we have made the right selection based on what we have. And he's right. You know, there was a little bit of an urgency to get players in for the Club World Cup. But there was no need to pay Club World Cup tax for
No, there was no
Maignan.
need. There was no need to bend over for Milan.
No, there's none at all. And Gittens, well, you know, those sorts of transfers take time. And while I still think there is a marginal possibility that we could still be in for Osimhen, because we're still in for Ekitike, and that's going to probably be another bit of a long transfer saga. But when it comes to bringing in these players, we should be relatively comfortable. Dario Sugo is one in midfield I'm looking forward to seeing. The only thing
You're gonna
is
love him, Bobby. God created him to make you happy.
Yeah, I like my tough guys in midfield, and he certainly is one of them. But however, he has to watch it. You know, in the Premier League, yes, you have to be strong, you have to be hard, you shouldn't get pushed over easily, but you need to watch your physicality and make sure it's not interpreted as a foul, because they would love nothing more than to be dishing out red cards left, right, and center. So he needs that education to know that, yeah, you need to be strong and tough, but like Moises, although Moises gets his fair share of cards, I think, but at least be careful of the referees. Look, we've got to wait and see what happens. I'm not listening to the fan base at all with what they say. Oh, this player wants to be.
I've said this before.
And
I don't understand the outrage. If you remember,
Well,
we were told beforehand, we're not serious about signing goalkeepers. It has to be a good opportunity. Yeah, Maignan, the opportunity to sign Maignan represents that, but that doesn't mean we should give them 25, their asking price, given his age, the length of his current contract, and the fact that he wants to join us. Who does that? And people are losing their SHIT because we didn't pay the money.
Fans, I don't know, they have a short memory. You know, their mindset is very short-winded. There's no rush to get a goalkeeper. You know, we are a developing team, and that includes the goalkeepers. What if they've now improved sufficiently for us not to need a goalkeeper? I think the Club World Cup will give us a chance. Another one, you know, there's a content creator. I went on his live stream, and I dropped some comments. You know, he was moaning and whinging, oh, Kendry Bias, he should go to the World Club Cup, how dare they not? I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
It looks like Bobby is on the road, so chances are he's currently at a place where the service isn't stable, and we've lost he's lost his audio. So I'm gonna keep speaking to you guys, talking with you guys until he comes back. Why would they send Pies to Strasbourg and keep that new guy who's not nearly as good? Which of the new guys? Can you be specific there, Shanks? And Pies, as talented as he is, I think he'd be better off going out on loan, where he gets to play week in, week out, and continue to develop. If he comes to Chelsea, I don't think he starts week in, week out, given the position that he plays in. Yeah. We lost you.
Yeah, I know. I pulled up. That's yeah. I just was trying to round off with my stuff about Kendry Pius. Did you hear anything about that? Yeah, I mean, these guys are all moaning. Oh, he's not in the Club World Cup squad. No, he's young. He's developing. He's never played in Europe. Let him be in out of the limelight. Let him quietly go to Strasbourg. Let him make the mistakes he will definitely make at Strasbourg, but away from the madness of the Chelsea fan base scrutiny. And become the player that we want him to be. Just like Andre Santos. You know, Andre Santos had to pay his dues and go to Strasbourg, and even now he's under a little bit of a test to see whether he can cut the gravy with the Club World Cup. So you know, fans are not really the yardstick to judge anything. They say anything. They work on their own personal emotions, rightly or wrongly. You know, fans will be what fans are. But I think our transfer dealings are almost complete, and these goalkeepers, dare I say it, they might end up surprising us. Sometimes you just have to have faith in a player, and any talk of Jackson going anywhere is well wide of the mark. Especially Galatasaray. Ooh, Jackson will go to Galatasaray. Who told you Jackson would even say yes to Galatasaray? Um, it's just crazy sometimes, coach. It really is.
Yeah, something you said I appreciate a lot is that a lot of the things we see out there, you did say something to the effect of we shouldn't believe all of them. And yeah, I think you should treat them all with a pinch of salt, honestly. Dissect, analyze, conclude, come to a sensible conclusion, and still don't believe it until you see it happen. Morgan Rogers is a player I like so much, but I'm going to catch up with what we have in the chat before we go news hunting. And we're at 32 likes, but I still do believe we can do a lot better than 32 likes. This says here, I don't believe the salary talk anymore. I believe it a lot. It's serious. Every club. Why do you think United wanted to let go Jadon Sancho? Not necessarily about his behavior alone, or because he had a falling out with the manager at the time. No. Why do you think they're looking to let some of their players go? Things have changed quite a lot. Salary is a huge issue when signing a player now. Honestly. Um, and you could argue that's probably one of the main reasons why we moved to sign Maignan, because he's not earning quite a lot at Milan. Okay. Talking to Jellyhead. Let's see what else we have here. Eze I like Eze. Eze is available for 45 million. We should be all over him. Everything comes down to what the manager and the club wants. Honestly, I feel like we can actually get what's his name, and I like him actually better than Osimhen, Victor Boniface. He's a more complete player than Osimhen, in my opinion. But I remember him saying he prefers La Liga than Premier League. And in all honesty, as big as he is, it looks as does come across as a big guy. I think his how he applies himself on the pitch is more suitable to La Liga than La Liga Bundesliga than the Premier League. So I don't blame him for saying that. Yeah, DJ saying he hates Bobby here, and I think Bobby, I have seen it. Sending Nkunku to AC Milan and get Mike. Listen, deals sending a player. It sounds easy, but the player would want to go to that place before you even you get to send him there. Remember, before Christian Pulisic joined AC Milan, I think we had Monaco. Either Monaco, that was a French club that offered nearly 50% more than what AC Milan had on the table. But Pulisic himself said, "Nah, I want to go to Milan," and that changed everything. So it'd be easy. It's easy to say, yeah, I give them Nkunku. Yeah, then ask Nkunku, would you like to go to Milan? Yeah, and that only happens if Nkunku says, yeah, I want to go to Milan. And I think Nkunku probably he'd rather go to the
Coach,
Bundesliga, go back to the Bundesliga or La Liga.
coach,
Go ahead.
coach. All this Nkunku. Nkunku probably isn't going anywhere. We have a striker. All this talk of, oh, he's not a striker, he's not a striker. Okay, he now has the opportunity to show us his best. He's not a player that can play week in, week out. We all know he's got biscuit legs. We're in the Champions League. We're paying him a very, very healthy income. Nkunku doesn't want to leave that quickly, and Chelsea probably don't want to get rid of him. So I don't know why, this is what I was saying earlier. We get this thing in our head because a player kind of has had a bit of a bad season, and it's like, oh, get rid of, get rid of, get rid of. Remember the get rid of brigade for Reece James? Now, I was getting a bit tentative myself. I'm saying, look, this guy, he has to have a showing, but he's so good, we must be tolerant of his injuries. And look what's happening. Hopefully, he's got over that hill and he can give us a season this season. So, fans are just saying things without really looking at it critically and in depth and actually analyzing what's going on with the player. Don't be surprised if Nkunku's with us all of next season.
I
He's
mean, it's
got
a
3 more years
possibility.
of contract as well.
Hmm. It's a possibility. The problem isn't about Nkunku wanting out. It's about Maresca's tactics. Nkunku cannot press, and that's an issue. That's a very important point. Nkunku, in terms of pressing, is useless. Even he doesn't help defensively, which is why it's believable that if we get a good offer, we'd sell him. But I don't think we'd push him out. Actually, Bayern wanted him, but we asked a lot, and Bayern weren't willing to pay how much we were asking at the time. I think pressing as a striker, as a front player under Maresca is very important. If Cole Palmer isn't the most physical, but he presses very well, presses intelligently, reads the game very well, and he's won us balls a lot of times in the final third, actually leading to us scoring goals. But you don't get that from Nkunku. Yeah. So yeah, that's an excellent comment, even though I don't like Vic. Nkunku cannot press as a number 9 or 10. Yep. That's a delicious comment. Just like Gusto cannot function as an inverted right back. In terms of Gusto, the only thing you could say he didn't do, he hadn't done, playing he's applying himself in that again, playing as an inverted fullback role is create chances or put away chances, but he does the basics. You could argue one of the basics being helping us gain numerical advantage over the opposition whenever we have the ball in the midfield area in the final third. But that's by the way, I like your comment, even though I don't like you. So go back to work and leave me alone. Considering the price Dortmund is quoting for Gittens, I prefer we going for Kudus, who comes with a lot of options up front. Okay, Nicholas Jackson can equally be considered for the left wing. Yeah, and I agree. Nicholas Jackson, he did play in that position on the. I think he was under Pochettino, and he was brilliant because he tracks back effectively. Remember, he was never a striker actually. Kudus, I would take him if we can get him for less than the price that's being quoted, which is 80+ million pounds. I think the asking price, I think probably the only reason that Chelsea wouldn't move for Kudus. I'm not even going to pay attention to his overall numbers from the past, from the just concluded season, because he can do better than that. You can say the crisis at West Ham could be one of the reasons why he's not been at his best. So there's an excellent player in there. We wanted, I think, when we signed Palmer, we wanted either him or Palmer. Then we ended up signing Palmer. Palmer, a good player. We could have signed both too if we wanted, but I don't think it would have made sense, any sense to sign both at the time. But now it does seem as if we're interested in signing him. And we have addressed here on the channel a particular rumor that suggests we actually did offer players plural, plus cash, but it was rejected. And he also does have a release clause which has expired, so which means we can negotiate and get him for a lower fee. Whether we do that once the proper transfer window opens, not the just concluded 10-day mini transfer window, I don't know what's gonna happen. Listen, we'll be hearing a lot of players being linked with a move to Chelsea right now, because I think we may well end up signing about 3 more players. Definitely one defender. We could end up being Jorel Hato or Hato. I don't know how you pronounce his last name correctly. He's a player I like, and we're interested in signing him. So let's see. Enoch here saying, is it true Chelsea are just Nico Williams? It would be better for us to sign him, but his price. I don't know what to believe. It was it 3 days ago? A particular report from Fabrizio Romano read something to the effect of that something to the effect of him being of high priority to us, but the player is too comfortable at Bilbao. And we're hearing that he's actually on the verge of signing a new contract at Bilbao. So he's already earning quite a lot. And there aren't shortage of clubs interested in signing him. The question now is, do I believe he would want to come to Chelsea where he'd have to work for what he earns? AKA, we offer heavily incentivized wages. Okay, so I don't think we'd end up signing Williams, but that's just my opinion anyway. So let's continue news hunting. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. We have 34 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We had 80 from plus people following the show. We can do a lot better than 34 likes. In total, 176 people following the show, but only 34 on YouTube. Okay, Morgan Rogers for 17 million. Vince asking a question here. Deal or no deal? 17 million pounds, not bad, but do we really need him? Is the question I'm asking. I'm not interested in seeing what Chelsea fans say there. So now, Fabrizio Romano on YouTube. For João Félix and Axel to succeed, Chelsea are looking for solutions as they are available on the market. So it's official. We're looking to sell João Félix. So maybe Renato Veiga is an exception because I don't know why he's not mentioned here. I still like him, but the fact that he pushed to join Juve because Maresca wasn't using him as a center back. He wanted to go play as a center back because that's the position where he'd get a chance to play for Portugal, which makes sense. And I'd do the same if I were him. So what I don't understand is him being surprised that he's left out, that he's not part of the R Club World Cup squad. Like, duh, you did what you feel is best for you. And I don't think it makes sense to actually, we have enough defenders in the squad. And the manager knows you already. We have a new player in Sa, which is Sa for me, an excellent player, as young as he is. The manager wants to see him. And you are also a DM. And I think the manager also does see you as a DM because I remember him playing you in that position. And we have a Sugo, who's an excellent DM, a ball winner. You can say that's the perfect name for him. I don't think it makes sense to take you to Club World Cup for you to reduce the minutes those players will get. You want it to go out on loan, irrespective of whether the plan has always been you coming back in, being a part of the Club World Cup squad. It just doesn't make sense to take you to Club World Cup. You push to leave. And when you got to Juve, you started talking about how you like life there, how you really would want to make it a permanent move. Same nonsense João Félix said, and you could argue João Félix had he kept his mouth shut, if he really wanted to play for Chelsea, he'd get a chance again. But he started talking about how he loved the Milan City and everything, and he realized it was a big mistake when Italian journalists started mopping the stadium carpets with him. One even went to the measure of saying that he's as useless as he's beautiful. Like, wow, what did you do? But Bobby, what do you make of the argument? And what do you make of Renato Veiga being disappointed because he's left out of the Club World Cup squad. I have no sympathy for him. The manager wanted him to stay. Even João Félix, the manager, wanted him to stay too. They both pushed to leave. The case of João Félix, I can understand, because the manager for me didn't manage, you could say, he failed from a man management perspective, because he could have created a healthy competition between Felix and Cole Palmer, but he didn't do that. But in the case of Renato Veiga, what do you make of him? Reports that he's disappointed that he's not part of the Chelsea's Club World Cup squad.
Yeah, I mean, in the case of João Felix, he has burnt his bridges. All that stuff with Milan and his behavior, which has followed him everywhere he's gone, has
Yeah, that's a pattern now.
really
So I agree with you. That's a pattern now.
has really made him out of favor. Renato Veiga, well, who knows whether he actually said that. I tend to take some of this, oh, he's saying this, I know he's disappointed. I take it with a pinch of salt. It's two sets of fan base, the ones that try to stir up the problems and the others that try to invent the problems. That doesn't mean to say that he didn't say it, who knows? But the fact of the matter is the way he left, this insisting on playing and all that sort of behavior and the things he said at Juve has put him out of favour. Now, will he be up for sale? Well, he's certainly being disciplined, and if he can't take the discipline
And the
he's
fact
getting
that he
from
wasn't
Chelsea,
mentioned in that report is a good
they will
sign,
sell
right?
him. What are you saying,
Apologies,
Coach? You're
Bobby.
cutting me
I was
off.
asking. I apologize. I was saying, I apologize for cutting you off. I was saying the fact that he wasn't mentioned in that report that specifically talked about João Felix and the CC being on the market. I think that's a good sign.
Well, I think he's being disciplined. You don't come to Chelsea and behave carelessly. And if there's one thing I can like about the new ownership and the structure they're bringing in, they're trying to bring discipline into the club, both in the transfer market and amongst the playing staff. They're not really taking nonsense. Now, either he accepts the discipline and fights for a place, which is possible. We don't know how Mamadou Sarr is going to perform, and indeed Badiashile. The CWC will give us some better insight. But if he doesn't like it, I think the club is saying, well, if you don't like it, there's the door. If you do like it, welcome to Chelsea Football Club again. And I like that sort of attitude, because he's now put himself in a position where we may not need him. And he did that to himself.
I think you did round off that particular topic well by saying, yeah, we may end up not needing him. Um, he did that to himself. That's it. I think there's no other way to put it, really. But that's, by the way, we have this particular report here, Bobby. The reports linking us with the move for Nico Williams isn't going away. The signs I'm sensing, even after signing, because definitely I think we're getting Gittens. It looks like as if even after signing Gittens, we're still going to sign Nico Williams. It looks as if that's going to be the case, Bobby. Because look at this particular report 30 minutes ago, and that's Vince quoting the transfer guru himself. That report reads that Chelsea and Arsenal are also interested in Nico Williams, but both English clubs feel that in terms of salary, this deal is really complicated. You know what? It just doesn't make sense. I don't think any of the clubs will sign him. The first part of the sentence, one paragraph, gives you hope, and then the latter part of it, you understand. It's just been going around and round and round and round. Every time a report comes out about Nico Williams joining Chelsea, it still ends that the report still ends with, yeah, his salary an issue. It just doesn't make sense. I don't think it happens. As long as we get Gittens, I'd be happy. Gittens, the much better output in my opinion, and he wasn't that good last season, as good as he was the previous season, the season before the just concluded season. So just get me Gittens, please. I really like Gittens. I
Well,
don't know if you want to add anything to this, Bobby.
yeah, I mean, what a lot of people are forgetting is that there is now a sort of PSR created salary cap in the Premier League. The lowest club earning algorithm is going to determine that. So I don't know if any club is going to be able to stretch to 400K a week. That's a problem. You can see how Man United are even haggling with Mbuemo, who wants 250K a week, and how they are so quick to want to offload Jadon Sancho, who, by the way, I think we need to replace because I thought he was very, very useful in the Chelsea squad, and him going has left a hole in that role. But that aside, I don't know about the Nico Williams thing. I really don't know at all. You know, it could be true. One thing I do know is that Chelsea's transfers, the one that usually go through all of a sudden, are the ones that are done in the quiet, in the dark, away from everybody's eyes. So, a lot of noise being made about Nico Williams may not necessarily mean to say it's happening, but the fact that it looks impossible is the sort of thing that Chelsea suddenly go and do. So we have negotiators who are experts and who know how to strike a deal. So I don't know. The Gittens one is the most popular one. It seems the most likely. But I think, I like you, I think we're going to make three signings. I think it'll be
Yeah, at least three. Yeah,
at least, yeah, I think there'll be a goalkeeper, definitely a left sided defender, and one
possibly
winger,
Joe
and
Heyton.
maybe one more attacker. And that'll be
It could
us.
be up to four.
Well, that's what I'm saying, you know. It could be well up to four. It won't be more than that because we don't really need more than that.
Yeah, I do agree. We have we're packed. We don't need. Well, I don't think we're signing any midfielder. Definitely, we're not. Um, we have 2, 3 players capable of fulfilling the number 10 role. Um, That's a comment that's making me laugh. So chances I would sign up to 3, 4 players. I will be. Kwame, my bro here, is saying I will be very disappointed if we don't sign a Magic Mike, especially now that Petrovic is up for sale. So probably the more reason why I would push to sign him. But do I think we don't? I think we've already addressed one of the reports we've addressed already suggests that we're planning to go back to the table with Milan to discuss with them. But I think if anything, would increase our last bid by tiny bitty percentage. And if they refuse, I think would work. Here's the thing with Bale, if you prefer a more relatable language there. Why do I say that? I think Mike wants to join us. We could just wait and sign again. Get him as a free agent since he wants to join us and us alone. Except if he lied when he said that. And he did tell them, he's told his bosses at Milan, look, it's Chelsea, and if I don't join them, I will run down my contract and leave. So we still have the transfer window proper. Never mind anything that happened during the 10-day mini transfer window designed to help clubs that are playing, that will be playing in the Club World Cup. But we'll see what happens. Let's see. Only Santos, Pendas, and Petrovic were included from last season's loanees, but Petrovic requested to be left out. Why aren't people paying attention to that? They're calling it briefs. And what I told one of my brothers or friend, but I would say brother because we're close on X, I told him if if Chelsea are lying about Petrovic being the one having requested to be left out, that Petrovic should come out and say something. It's as simple as that. I don't think the club, I don't think they'd say such thing if in fact he didn't request to be left out. And there are circumstances when you pay attention to them saying it makes a Petrovic you can request to be left out of the Club World Cup squad. It makes it believable. Why? He did well. He was the starting goalkeeper at Strasbourg. And it just wouldn't make sense for him to come back and be number 2 here. And numbers say that he actually finished the season better than Robert Sanchez. Irrespective of how you want to measure his performances compared to the that of Robert Sanchez, given the differences in terms of intensity in both leagues, the truth remains. I don't think I wouldn't go by his performance in League One alone to say, yeah, he should be our number 1, because the Premier League is different. And you can argue, had Sanchez been the one on loan, he'd be tested a lot, just like Petrovic was tested last season. Probably will have a much better shot stopping percentage than Petrovic if we reverse their places. But a lot of people feel like he should just come back and become the number 1 because he did well there. But putting that aside, he requested to be left out because he wasn't guaranteed. He wasn't given the guarantee he'd be our number 1. And no club would do that. But Petrovic, let me continue reading what Stav has there. But Petrovic requested to be left out. And as you said, Petrovic wanted guarantees. You don't do that. He's not going to get it. If we do that, then we're stupid. Why why Chelsea collect long hair players? I don't know, bro. I'm serious. I don't know. But how many long players? How many long hair players, really? How many? Does Lavia, does he still carry dreads? Kukurea, who again? Jesus Christ. All right. Kochi, AB saying we have more cheaper and better options than Gittens. We have Nusa, Anthony Nusa. Anthony Nusa isn't better than Gittens. Malik Fofana, Javi Simmons, etc. etc. Apart from being English, Gittens is too expensive for what we bring, what he brings to the table. Honestly, I want to compare him to Anthony Nusa and also Javi Simmons. But chances are we still sign Gittens and sign Javi Simons too. But I'm not sure what's going to happen, really. More likes, people. More likes. One more like to get it to 40 likes. Let's make it happen. We have 55 people following the show. If all 55 like the stream, we should have at least 50 likes. Try to like it. And here's the thing. Because we're streaming in a vertical format, press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the bells and whistles, which includes the like option, dislike, comment. Please help us garner more likes. We're still back for likes because, yeah, we're not a big account yet, but we're getting there. We're getting closer and closer to 26K subscribers. All right. All right, this one here, Chelsea must learn from Manchester City. Maybe that's exactly what we're doing. Their signing style. Okay. DJ says, don't rule out Xavi Simon. I've heard that too. Can you send me a link? Honestly, I want to do a YouTube shot on that. Don't rule out Xavi Simon in the summer window in case we need to rest Cole Palmer, especially with so many games we have to play next season. He is young, fits the age, and experienced too. Young and experienced. Because, yeah, he's emerged for a while now, so he's good. We need high-profile players, please. Like who? Kwame is saying getting Mike as a free agent can be very costly. Yep, that's an excellent thing there. Because you have to pay sign-on fee. I like you, Kwame. I like you. I like that comment right there. If we're streaming in landscape format, I'd pop the balloons right now. Um, yeah, a free agent can be very costly if we don't qualify for UEFA Champions League. As having a quality keeper, yeah, large extent influence our position in the upcoming season. And the Theophilus Amor Kabina, another Ghanaian brother here. Chelsea should try and sign all these three players. It's not gonna be easy. Nusat, the young Norway winger, is another one to look at. Yeah, we don't know who we're gonna sign, but definitely I think we're gonna sign Gittens, Maignan, the two of them. For me, I think we're signing both. Um, but I agree with DJ. Pay attention to Nusat. Nico Williams, I don't think so. Salary almost always an issue. Then Javi Simons, we've been linked for him for multiple seasons right now, so we may well end up getting Javi Simons. Yeah. All right. What else do we have here? This here says, Nusa plays both left wing and central forward. That's exactly the sort of profile we're looking for. We want versatile players. We don't want players that are just only good in fulfilling a particular role and not versatile enough to move around. Yeah, I know him. I like Simons. I do like him. The club only players from France and England. Why this is Chirac Haley. I'm not sure how to respond to that one. All right, what else do we have here? Get Magic Mike, Gittens, Osimhen, top class defender, and we are done. I hope we get Osimhen, but I'm gonna say this: Hillary Michael. Do I think it happens? I don't know, possibly, because yeah, we're not sure where he's headed right now. In all honesty, if we have to be honest. So yeah, Fabrizio Romano saying we're interested. Okay, interested. 19-year-old Bohemian defender Kian Best has held talks with Chelsea and it's close to agreeing a deal. One for the academy, we know, one for the future. Yeah. My problem is PSG. Is PSG want a goalkeeper as there is on sale? Okay. Thinking, what if they come for AC Milan goalkeeper? We cannot compete with PSG, and plus France is home. So that's an excellent comment from Maignan. France is home. So if PSG come calling, easy peasy for them. If he be guaranteed the starting place, they will get him. But I think PSG will keep Donaruma. Yeah, I think PSG will most definitely keep Donaruma. How do you pronounce Donaruma? Donaruma? How do you pronounce it? I'm not sure. I think they're gonna keep him. They're not gonna let him go. DJ says, believe me, I would prefer Williams or Liao out of all our winger targets. But let's be real, the owners and sporting
But
directors
you
will not go
you
for
see,
them. Go ahead, Bobby.
see this thing about fans and the stuff they say. Why on earth would PSG want to get rid of Donnarumma? He fits their age
The rumors are out
profile.
there, Bobby.
You know, he's a young goalkeeper, forgetting that he's been around for a long time. He's a good goalkeeper. It just makes no sense. They just, oh, Chelsea's going after a player. Let's put out some rumor to make it look bad. It's just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It really is.
Yeah, I don't think they will sell him. Irrespective of the rumors out there, it may well be him or his camp sponsoring that, aware of him telling them, I want to get paid better. Probably, I don't know the length of his current contract, whether even if he has just about a year left on his current contract, I think they will find a solution. They're keeping him. He's an excellent goalkeeper. He's matured to one of the best in the world, really. I don't think they're going to let him go. But I agree with what who was that said that? I think it was I hope I pronounced. Let me try. Okay, Mafam. I think that's Mafam. I want to know the origin of that name. Mafam, you're correct. If in fact, if PSG not okay, let me rephrase that. If PSG comes calling, if they knock on AC Milan's door for Maignan, I think Maignan will choose them over us because France is home. More importantly, not about it's not again, and I think they offer probably we cannot compete with them. They have a lot more revenue than us, so they spend a lot more than us. Yeah, DJ, I understand your point there. My brother, Eku Badu, my bro, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Well, thank you for finding the time to join us. Is this the Victor Adedoyin on Instagram? My bro on Instagram. That's a bro that follows me, Niger bro that follows me on Instagram. We follow each other too. Yeah. I can't complain, bro. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join us. Have you watched Baliba? I like Baliba too. Yes, this kid has a higher salary than Asian. Baliba, he was one of the best last season, really. He will give Lavia a run. He's only 21. For 100 million though, I don't know, but he's a special. I don't think we'll go for him. We don't have space in the midfield area. I'd still take Caicedo over him. I'd still take Lavia over him. And to be honest, in all honesty, yeah, you'd be right if you argue that the fact that those players are currently Chelsea players are clouding my judgment, or maybe impairing my judgment to a certain extent. I'd say, yeah, you're probably correct, but Baliba is good. He's mobile, he's good, reads the game very well, shoots very well too. I remember that delicious coiler. Who was it against? Was it against Tottenham or Manchester United? I didn't expect him to shoot in that game. What game was that? But yeah, I like Baliba, but I don't think we're interested in signing him. All right, DJ saying Enrique wants a goalkeeper to play with his feet. Bobby, unfortunately, Donaruma does not. But I would also say they would be stupid to sell. I think he's, to a certain extent, not bad. Not bad in terms of playing out from the back, really. To answer Bobby, Donnarumma is on 250k a week with 2 years left on his current contract, and he's demanding a pay rise. Not all rumors are baseless, but there's no way to confirm though. But here's the thing, I don't think they'd sell him. A big up to you too, Crazy. Nice to see you down one out. Yeah, okay. I hope you're well. The PSG thing is throwing me off a bit. Has there been a report on them having issues with Donnarumma? There were rumors that suggest that we did address. No, we didn't, but I did see it on X that suggests that they're open to selling him should they get a good offer. So there's no way to confirm that. More than 10 players. Okay. Vic is saying, I will discuss the club situation with the board and my team in the coming days. For now, it's too early. Donnarumma said during the Italy training camp. Yeah, I think they're not going to sell him. Usually when players have about 2 years left on their contract, you see those such reports, which you can argue sponsored by the players camp to get the best, you can say the most money when they negotiate the new contract. I don't think PSG would sell him. It just wouldn't make any sort of sense. But then again, that's my opinion. 40 likes, people. We can do a whole lot better than 40 likes. We still have 47 people watching. If you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream. Let's try and see if we can get it to 100, which I'd really appreciate that. All right, Gittens is literally, I like that he's pushing to join us. So we're all caught up once again. We go back to the very top and see if anything new has emerged. And if you're in the Vic, thank you for that update there. Vic, if you have any other update for us, let us know. We're waiting. And if you have any questions, drop it in the chat and we will try to address it. Please don't ask any difficult questions. If you do, I'll throw it at Bobby. If Bobby don't speak up, I'll pretend I don't see your question. Okay, anything new? Still on. Okay, if the report that Villa would accept 17 million for Rodgers is true, I will pay up without blinking. Yep, I like as I said at the time, even before Vince made this post, 17 million pounds for Rodgers isn't bad, really. He's probably worth a bit less, around 60 in the market, but the fact they are willing to sell at 70 makes it a solid deal, in my opinion. If they aren't pressed financially, they're not going to sell him, but if they are, probably they will take the money and run. I'm not saying they will sell him, but Donaruma is not happy with PSG at the moment, just trying to get Bobby up to speed. Yeah, he's not happy. I think that comment is reflective of the fact that he's not happy. That's you can argue that's common with players that you say that are running out of contract, and in the football, 2 years, yeah, it's a player is running out of contract, so it's about time they renew his contract and offer him a better pay. So, yeah, thank you. Crazy E says, yeah, I agree with the Italy training camp news. I think this is coming up because Donnarumma is probably close to signing the new. Yeah, it's very common with players. But we'll see. More likes, people, more likes. If you have any questions, drop it. We'll try to address it. Don't ask any difficult questions. Otherwise, I'll pretend I can't see it. Chelsea should try and sign all these players. Yeah, of course, they will try. Let's see. Okay. All right. What do you think of Jackson's performance against England? I'm not going to lie. I did not watch that game. The only part I've seen is that he nutmegged Liverpool. And I think somebody did say on X that it was a good battle between him and Trevor Chalobah. That's all I can remember, honestly. I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even watch the replay except the nutmeg. Another update for Sir Bobby. Joe Bellingham has signed for Dortmund. That's nothing new, really. Do you live under the rock? You're telling us because there were rumors that we were interested in signing him. I don't even know how good he is. I haven't watched him play before, so I don't know. Dortmund know exactly what they're doing. Probably in 2 years or so, he'd be off for sale for 300 million. All right, more likes, people, more likes. I think we should call it a day soon. What time is it? Still 1 p.m. But nothing new has emerged. So I'll start getting bored if I sit here and be scavenging for news. I'm not sure how else to phrase that. But nothing new has emerged. 42 likes, people. Let's get the likes up. We can do a lot better than that. Crazy is saying, I saw the poll, get Magic Mike and Gittens. I don't think Chelsea and Osimhen will ever reach an agreement. I don't think so either. But the possibility is still there. I am more focused on outgoings right now. The second window will be very busy. It's going to be crazy. A lot of shows, probably twice a day. Hopefully my in-laws will be back at the times to make it easier on me. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I was so tired the other day. My alarm came on and I didn't even know. Yeah. Jackson just needs to improve his shooting. He needs to start shooting instinctively. Yeah. Needs to improve his overall shooting. I agree. Chelsea must reduce England and France players. Okay. I'm not I get your point. All right. I don't think we have anything else to wait for. I think we've come to the natural end of the show. I don't know, Bobby, anything else you want to talk about before we call it a day?
So
All right.
I tried
Yeah,
to
Bobby.
unmute. Fabrizio is saying that Barca want Nico Williams, but of course the salary is the same issue that everybody else has. Apart from that, there's really nothing. I think our first Club World Cup game is on Monday, so that will be an interesting one for us to cover.
Yep, yep. Oh, we were following a lot of the games. I actually, hopefully, I want to schedule the review for the group stages on Soccer Perspective. I hope I find time to do that, but definitely we'll be covering our games. Maybe watch along. I want to see the plans to build he has. But with that, we've come to the natural end of this particular edition of the Chelsea News Roundup Show. I appreciate you all for finding the time to be part of the show. I want to thank the senior panelists, our senior panelist, Bobby. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Victor Adedoyin. He says that's a rumor trending right now about Liverpool going for Osimhen. Yeah, I've seen that too. And yeah, I've seen that. Haley, thank you. AB, thank you for joining us. Crazy E, thank you for joining us. AB once again. Who else was here? Theophilus, thank you for joining us, Mr. Theophilus. Vic, thank you for joining us. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. And cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock. With every chant and roar, we rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world that all hearts open wide. From Stamford Bridge, share our voices to the light. We love for the team stand strong by our side.
Every challenge, we will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the skies. And if a cowboy said, for real does, and then with a love this storm, every phone's just to there, and there was a strife. How you, my heart, keep the blue flame flying high, will soar through every challenge. We will never ignore. In unity we trust, our hopes on the rise. Chelsea spirit shines, bright lights up the sky.